Good evening slash morning to you. This is being recorded Monday around 8:30 p.m. Here we are seeing the one system move on out across portions of New England currently. We are seeing another system that's going to start energizing and pushing its way through the Midwest Great Lakes and into the Northeast, and then things are going to be warming up pretty decently. We'll talk about the pattern here over the course of the next couple weeks. Keeping it moving, there is that current side of things with that low pressure system off across areas of the Midwest. That's going to build in a new low pressure center that you're seeing right now starting to develop across Minnesota, as the other system exiting stage right across portions of generally like Vermont and New Hampshire and towards Maine after moving out of upstate New York, bringing the last little batch of some snow showers through. There could be a little freezing drizzle with this system as it pulls on out, but otherwise not really going to be a big issue. The next system will be the one to watch. Temperatures not warm, not cold for this time of year necessarily. A lot of us well into the middle to upper 30s. Colder into upstate New York. We're going to see the pattern flip a little bit here. We're going to get warmer air and ridging to push across the country with a nice Pacific influence. It's going to push really warm air into the week, and then we're going to start to have a little bit more in the way of some periods of troughing at times. It'll be kind of a battle zone between some bigger ridges and troughs and still a warm zonal flow into much of the country. So it's going to kind of be interesting to see exactly where cooler air sets up, but a lot of this warmer air is into Canada, so there's not that much of a super cold source region, relatively speaking, for this time of year, being literally the coldest compared to average. This looks like by the end of next week, so this is the following Thursday, there could be potentially a more significant system and a cold outbreak that does develop at that time. Okay, future radar going into the overnight hours. There's the developing system pushing on into Michigan, bringing some initial freezing drizzle, minor. There'll be a little freezing rain period in spots north of the thumb, but it quickly changes over to plain rain as temperatures warm up through the middle 30s. That translates into Ontario as well, and then there's going to be a little mix, unfortunately, especially into the elevation areas across areas of upstate New York. And then there'll be kind of that battle zone mix between just the regular showers along that warm front closer to Albany, back into Syracuse, with snow on the far northern side up 89 and 91 there around Vermont. And as that low pressure rotates around, it's going to start to pull in colder air, and by Wednesday morning, that's going to pull back in some more mix and some more scattered snow showers. So there certainly will be some wintry precip on either side of the system to at least salt away as we go into upstate New York. And then that system pulls out of New England, and then we are generally quiet going until Thursday evening when this system moves on in, and that's going to start bringing rounds of rain across the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. It's going to become a very robust low pressure system that we'll talk a little bit more about ahead. But the snow zone is pretty far north on this upcoming system here throughout your Tuesday into early Wednesday. So you got to get decently north of Albany to see anything really snowfall accumulation wise, maybe a half an inch to an inch in spots there, just a little bit north of Saratoga Springs. You'll see a couple big waves of energy this week, with this one that I outlined being kind of that main one. So this is vorticity spin in the atmosphere, that area of energy around 18,000 feet. As this spins around, that's going to pull in very cold conditions and kind of blizzard conditions and snow on the western side of the low, and it's going to produce rain and probably even storms on the eastern side. But once that moves out, there's really not that many systems going through the middle portions of next week. It's going to be a quieter pattern for sure. So picking things up here, the first round moves through Friday night or Thursday night into early Friday morning. But the main round with the heaviest rain is going to come in late Friday and then mainly over into the weekend. Look at that. Moderate rain, maybe thunderstorms into the Ohio Valley, showers up into portions of New England, and then, look at that. On the cold side, Indianapolis, Chicago, Detroit, Grand Rapids, something to watch out for. There could be some periods of heavy snow, but it's going to be a lot of rain across Pittsburgh, across portions of even much of New York State, New Jersey, D.C. That's all the warm side, folks. There's not going to be much mixing until you get far north, but look into Michigan. That is going to be some snowfall. It could be some significant snowfall if everything phases with the jet streams, lines up right. there'll be a little bit back end lake effect, I think, into portions of northeast Ohio as well, and then into areas of northern PA, southwest New York. Watch for that as we go in towards late Saturday night, in towards Sunday. And that will hopefully fiddle away by the time sometime late on Sunday, and temperatures kind of go up and down a little bit. We'll have to watch for maybe a clipper system or two Monday and into Tuesday with a little more lake effect back behind it. As far as rain goes, we're talking about a pretty widespread area of a half an inch to an inch of rain, with some spots over an inch. So between snow melt and all that rain, we're going to have at least a little bit of an outlook for excessive rainfall and possibly flooding. Yeah, in some spots even like 2 inches of rain here in the wintertime across like Kentucky into West Virginia. So that's going to be noticeable. But after that system moves out over the weekend, next week's looking very dry across really much of the country as we kind of push the triggers off towards the north and to the south. And we're going to kind of have to go through a pattern change to kind of reorganize, almost like a disband the jet stream a little bit, and then push in that more potent wave, likely of some more sustained cold air, some more storminess again. So it's kind of a transitional week while we go through that. All right, thanks for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day.